What's up guys, Steve here with another stimulus package update, and today I'm going to be doing a comprehensive update on the items, the provisions that we can expect to see in the next stimulus package. I'm going to put a list of them right here. I'm going to go through them item by item to get you guys caught up to date. Now we're expecting to hear about an agreement within the next 24 hours that will then be written up into a bill and then be presented before the Senate to be voted upon, and once it is agreed upon, then it will go to the President to be signed into law. Now, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is the one that said we will expect to see something in the next 24 hours, and he is still hopeful. Nancy Pelosi said that she believes that we're on the verge of an agreement, however, she doesn't know if it'll be in the next 24 hours, and Mark Meadows is the least optimistic, saying he doesn't even know if we're going to be coming to an agreement. So in these meetings, we have 4 members, and that is, for the Democrats, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Now, the go-betweens, the White House officials, are Mark Meadows, Chief of Staff, and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. For the Republicans, there's nobody attending these meetings. It was supposed to be Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, however, at this time, he is not attending these, and he is pretty much, to be honest, just throwing up his hands and giving up and said that whatever the Democrats put out, that he is willing to accept it, even if he doesn't agree with the provisions that are in there, as long as it has received the blessings and approval of the White House officials, Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin. Now, the deadline of having something ready by the end of this week was brought up by Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, and he's optimistic that we will hit this deadline, and it is also the beginning of recess for Congress. However, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has come out and said that the Senate will be in session next week. Now, just to clarify, senators will be going home. However, they will be on call, expected to return within 24 hours notice. So as soon as the bill is ready to be reviewed by the Senate, they will be called and expected to be there ready to review it within 24 hours. Also, keep in mind that this is an election year and the vast majority of seats are up for re-election. So they are eager to go ahead and get something passed right away, because nobody wants to go on recess to go home to campaign to be reelected without having something ready to help the American people. So this is an additional incentive to help us hopefully get something here soon. Now you might be saying, well, the motive is just to get reelected, but whatever the case may be, the results is that hopefully it will be something that will help people. So we will see something unfold here shortly, and the Senate will have session. They will be called when something is ready to be approved. All right, so we're going to be going through this list of provisions right here. I'm going to be giving you guys status updates. But if you can help me out, it'll just take a second, and I would appreciate it a ton. Smash that like button. YouTube's success is pretty much based on interaction, so hitting the like button and leaving comments helps me out a lot. And also, thank you for all of the positive, encouraging comments. It's awesome to see that you guys like this and it's helping out. When I first started, for some reason, I was getting a lot of hate comments, and people would tell me to die and stuff. So it's really encouraging to see positive stuff. I appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more updates, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. It's really awesome to see 15,000 subscribers to the channel. It's amazing that there's enough, that this is helping people. I'm really glad that this is helpful. So thank you guys. I'll continue to try to provide you with updates on what's taking place. But let's dive right into the information. Now let's discuss the second round of stimulus checks. According to Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, if you have direct deposit set up with the IRS, if you don't, you should do so right away. Go to irs.gov. If you have it set up, then after the next stimulus bill is signed into law, 7 days after that, you should expect to receive your direct deposit payment for your stimulus check. Now, keep in mind there might be a hold with your bank, so let's just say 7 to 14 days, but you should be receiving it right away, hopefully much faster than we saw from the first round. Now, the stimulus checks looks like they will be just like the first ones, $1,200 for individuals as long as you make $75,000 or less, and $2,400 for couples filing jointly as long as you make $150,000 or less. Now, there's a little bit of discrepancy for dependents. Republicans are proposing $500 for your dependents. Democrats are proposing $1,200 for your dependents, so we will see how that unfolds. Also, SSI, SSDI, veterans, railroad, all of those benefits, direct deposits. If you have that set up, you should be getting another stimulus check. In addition to that, child support, backed up child support, will they be garnishing your check? As it stands right now, yes. However, there is a bill that is ongoing to hopefully change that. They're saying they want everybody to get the next stimulus check, so we will see what takes place with that. Also, adult dependents. You should be getting stimulus checks as well. There were some issues in the last round of stimulus checks. Hopefully they have figured it out this round and you will be getting a stimulus check. So that's the current status on stimulus checks. The eviction moratorium extension. At this time, we have bipartisan agreement to have this included in the next stimulus package. So there should be nobody going homeless. I see this question or these concerns in the comments. There should be no evictions and there should be no foreclosures at this time. This is being extended. So everyone will have housing. There currently, however, is no agreement on free rent money. So the Democrats are suggesting that we pay people's rents, but there is no agreement on this at this time. However, there is an agreement on the extension of the moratorium so that way everybody is housed. The FPUC $600 weekly boost on top of unemployment benefits. Now, this has been the most debated and most disagreed upon topic between Democrats and Republicans. So in the HEROES Act, Democrats suggested that we extend it as is till the end of the year. Republicans, however, disagreed. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell proposed in the HEALS Act that we change this to $200 per week for the next 2 months and then change it to 70% of individuals' original wages up to a total of $500 for federal and state benefits. Well, that was rejected right away from Democrats and Republicans, and state unemployment offices said that they could not support the sliding scale that was proposed of doing 70% of wages. So that is pretty much out the door. So it's going to be a flat rate. And then White House officials said that they would support $400. Republicans backed that. Some Republicans said maybe $500. And Democrats are standing strong at $600. So it looks like it's going to be $600. And some of them are saying, okay, we'll go ahead and do $600, but let's change the timeline. Let's not do it as long to the end of the year. And Democrats are saying no. There was some suggestions thrown out about let's do $600 for 1 week and then change it. Democrats said no. Then Republicans said maybe till the beginning of December. Democrats said no. It looks like they're standing strong and they're going to be getting what they're asking for, which is a full extension of $600 per week on top of unemployment benefits till the end of the year until we see 2021. Liability protection for businesses. Now, it looked like we had no agreement and that this was proposed in the HEALS Act, and when the HEALS Act was pushed off the table, so was liability protection for businesses. However, today, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell brought this up in discussion, so it looks like it might be a topic that will be returning to the negotiating table, so we will see. This is proposed to help protect businesses from frivolous lawsuits from people claiming that they have received the sickness from these businesses. PPP funding, the Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses. This has received bipartisan agreement from Republicans and Democrats, and we will be seeing some more of this in the next package to come. Hazard pay. A lot of people have been asking me about this, and we currently don't have an agreement set up. However, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, has been speaking about this and said she would like to see hazard pay for those people that are currently working, and she calls them frontline workers and says that they need to be happy, well compensated, and be protected as they're out there working while the virus is spreading. State and local government funding. At this time, we do not have an agreement. In the HEALS Act, nothing was proposed for this. And Democrats are asking for an additional $1 trillion for state and local funding to help for operating facilities, for funding grants, and also to help pay civil employees. Funding for the post office. So this was proposed to help create a safer environment for those people on the front lines delivering our mail. Well, initially the Democrats said that they wanted to do this by creating $35 million worth of funding. Well, they brought in the Postmaster General, and they actually attended the meeting yesterday and said that this could be done with $10 million. So there will be $10 million of funding proposed for that. Student loan moratorium. Now, this has been agreed upon and will be included. So for those of you that have student loans that aren't able to make your payments, at this time, it will be extended where there is forgiveness. Now, there's not full forgiveness of the loan. However, at this time, you can delay payments. So that should also be included. However, Democrats are saying that they would like to see student loan forgiveness. However, that is not currently something that is agreed upon. Food stamps. And I've had some people asking me about food stamps, and honestly, I don't have a whole lot of information to update you on with this, other than it appears that there has been progress made and that has been mentioned, but I don't have any solid concrete updates for you. I apologize, but as it rolls out, if we get any more information on that, I'll let you know, but it sounds like there has been progress to get more food stamps out for individuals. Now, President Donald Trump said that he will issue an executive order if something does not roll out soon. However, it looks like we're making progress on the bill, and we're going to be coming to an agreement and have something rolling out here soon, very shortly. So it looks like he will not have to do that. However, he did mention it before, but fingers crossed, something will come out soon. Now, normally I like to give you guys just the facts, get right to it so that way you guys can get the information you need. But I actually put together a little analogy that I thought up, and hopefully it makes sense. Something that I thought would help us see clearly each side and understand it in a little bit of a story form a little bit better. Because a lot of people say they don't understand why the Republicans don't want to give people money and they're so stingy. And then a lot of people say, I don't understand why the Democrats are so fiscally irresponsible and they want to throw money in and tank our economy. So if you'll humor me for a second, hopefully this will make things a little bit clearer on the perspectives of each side. So imagine with me, if you will, that you're in a paddle boat, you're in the water, and you're at a dock, and you're starving, you need food, and you don't have the strength to get out of the boat. And you're just sitting there in the boat, and standing on the dock is a ton of food, and standing there also is Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. And you tell them that you need some food, so they throw you some food and you eat it, but it's not enough. You're still starving. So then you say, I need more food. And right away, Nancy Pelosi responds and says, okay. And she gets a giant wooden crate full of food and she wants to dump it into your boat. Now, before she does that, and she says, this will solve your problem, this will keep you fed. Mitch McConnell says, stop, you need to wait. Because if you dump that crate into the boat, you could sink the boat. It will be enough food to feed him. However, you could just entirely sink the boat and it will be destroyed. And this is pretty much essentially the viewpoint of each party. On each end, we're looking at a really bad scenario. If we don't provide enough stimulus for the American economy, there's going to be homelessness and people without money, without jobs. It's going to be a bad issue. And this is what Nancy Pelosi is trying to avoid. However, on the Republican end, if we throw too much money into the economy too fast, economists fear that we could experience hyperinflation and essentially sink our entire economy. Now, understand that inflation is good. We want that. It's a good sign that our population is growing, our business is growing, money is circulating, we're doing well, we need more of it. And inflation over time is good. As a matter of fact, let's just say 100 years ago, you could get a hamburger and it was 50 cents. And now today, 100 years later, you can get a hamburger and it's $5. That's a 10 times markup. However, over the course of 100 years, that's fine. However, the problem is that if we stimulate the economy with more money too fast, that inflation could happen so quickly that we can't control it, which could be devastating. So imagine that today you go and you get a hamburger for $5, but then tomorrow you go to get that hamburger and immediately inflation is hit so fast that that hamburger is now $50. And that would be devastating, especially for people who have less money or in the poorer end of the economy. This could be absolutely devastating. So we don't want to just throw out money too quickly. At the same time, though, we need to throw out money during emergencies. And we see this historically from the Great Depression. When the United States hit the Depression, there was said to not be enough stimulus to help get things going again. And it was depressed for such a long time, which is why Congress and the president have decided we need stimulus right away. And when FDR came in during the Depression and started up the New Deal and started up all these programs to get things moving along, that's when it finally started to lift. Rather than waiting, right now they're trying to get things moving right away so that we don't fall into a situation similar to what we saw back then. So I'm not taking sides, I'm trying to help you guys see things clearly that one side is worried that we are currently in a bad position and we need to get people fed, get them money, get them supplies until this virus passes. Then we have another side that's saying they want to do that. However, they just don't want to do too much too quickly, because if we overstimulate, that could be just as bad. And what we've seen historically is that when that happens, the money becomes worthless and we will lose our entire economic system. And that is something that we do not want to see happen. That's just an analogy that I thought up. I hope it helps maybe clear it up a little bit. Please forgive me. I know that there's a lot of flaws. There could be a lot of things that could be included or whatever. I just tried my best to just keep it really basic and simple. So that's just a quick breakdown example of the concerns of each party. Well, you guys, I hope this video was helpful. We're going to be seeing this next update hopefully in the next 24 hours if they can meet the deadline. And again, if you guys haven't already, if you could do me a quick favor, hit the like button. I would appreciate it a ton. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, more updates, more information about money, news, the economy, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that way every time I upload you can be notified. And if you'd like a chance to get 2 free stocks, link in the description below. When you download the Webull app, you can get 2 free stocks, one of which could be valued up to $1,400. Well, you guys, I hope this was informative. I look forward to seeing what rolls out. I hope this reached you well. God bless. This is Steve.